I need to get that sword tattoo fixed, man. I hate looking at it every time I see it.
I feel you on that.
I have the design for it still. I have the design for the cover-up sitting in the room. Actually, Charlie found it because that wood box, that wood suitcase, remember when we were digging through the closet that day, that wood suitcase that I thought had nothing in it, it actually had a bunch of my old drawings in it. Like a bunch of old-ass drawings. Like stuff from our old place. Yeah, like the Venom and Deadpool from our old place are in there.
We should scan a bunch of those.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, bye.
Are we shooting?
Yeah.
Well,
Welcome to Gods Like Us. How's everybody doing tonight? Yeah, so fucking definitely fucking. I didn't know that you played poker, but you should totally.
I wouldn't say I'm good at it, but I mean, I'm as good as someone with my brain, without actually having too much experience.
I feel that it's like I think the experience of it, like, dude, I would fucking just go half on the buy-in with you just
to play.
Because I don't.
Right.
Because I don't play, and I don't really.
I don't know if I'm a safe enough bet.
I know it's not. It's not
like
about,
you're the chick you were talking about. I'm totally down.
Definitely doing it with her, but also it's not about winning at this point. It's about being in this room and like doing this thing.
Right.
I don't care if the money's gone.
No, I feel
it's
that.
fine. We spent $100 on way worse nights.
You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong.
And that's only $50. But
yeah.
Because if I played, I would fucking love to be in that shit, but I also don't want to like it.
Right.
I've never fucked with gambling because I don't want to like gambling.
No, I feel that. I just realized I never turned on that camera.
I don't know if I like gambling, and it's like, that's fine. I don't want to find out I do. Because the people that I know that are gamblers, like, yeah, sure. They make a lot of money. I've also seen them fuck some shit up, and I know my personality.
Real as fuck.
I know my personality.
I've definitely been in the same spot where I've known people who love to gamble, and that shit does not feel like a safe route for me.
Mm-mm. Yeah, no, exactly. I've also noticed that, like, the weird habit I've noticed about gamblers, though, is people that gamble are so timid in every other aspect of their life. Which is why they fucking bet it all. That's their risk. That's their dare. It's like, dude, you wouldn't say any of this or do or wear or, anything out. So it's like, this is where you get all of your rush and all of your...
Right,
dude, my life is a rush enough already.
I'm trying to figure out why the AC cut off. We got a 72 and a 67 in here, but AC cut off.
Because I'm the hottest nigga in the city, baby.
I tell you. Dylon, Keontae.
Yo, that fucking reminds me of a line I said, your whole crew full of bitches like the iPhone I dial on, spit hot fire like Dialon.
Yeah. Can we bring back the band?
Oh, dude, I did love the band, dude. That album's fucking great. And I'm a huge Elliot Ness fan. I was an Elliot Ness fan before fucking, he got like a huge Elliot Ness fan.
I really only ever heard the one song. The one with the baseball video?
Dude, the album is fucking good.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good.
The only one's face that I can remember, like I see him and I'm like, oh, that's that dude from the band. Is the one, he almost looked like Junior Littler Wayne. Always had the bandana wrap where you could still see the rows out the top and everything, you know what I'm saying?
So you remember Lil Wayne?
I'm back when he was Lil Wayne, sure.
Because we don't know this guy's name. It's Chopper, though. Chopper City. I knew exactly who you were talking about, and I knew that's who it was going to be, but I feel like Wayne is the reason that you remember him.
Oh, yeah,
it's not
because
him.
he looks like Lil Wayne. Because he reminds me of, like, Hot
And he's
Boys
from New Orleans.
Wayne. Is he really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Oversized jersey, bandana wrapped into a headband. Yeah, that's old school Nola, like a to the T, yeah.
Straight up. But yeah, no, fucking phenomenal album, dude. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, so the fucking... I'm sitting there, I'm just like, in this, it's weird because it's like, I've seen this happen plenty of times with like, women will do this dumb thing. It's like, you don't realize the position sometimes that you're, like, you sure you want equality? Because this is not an equal situation. Like, so these girls, they're there, beautiful girls, fine. But it's like, you're in this room with, like, you don't even know a lot of these dudes, any of that. Why are you, like, you're wearing skimpy ass shit, twerking, like, showing your ass, but let one of these dudes make a comment or, heaven forbid, touch you. What if someone were to grab you by the pussy? I happen to be a Republican. No, but it's like, what if that was to happen? It's like, also, what would you like? What are you expecting these guys to do that you don't?
I feel that, and
you're inviting someone to cross a line.
Here's my whole.
That's
thing.
very.
Here's my whole thing. Is I don't necessarily feel like it's inviting to cross a line. What I really think and this is something I want in society, because I want, like, and this is for the most selfish reason ever, but hey, if this doesn't speak to the red pill misogynist motherfuckers out there, I don't know what will. If we stop assaulting women, then they will be comfortable being sluttier.
That's
which is a win for
that's
everybody,
my thing though, is like, no, I don't want that, because like I said, you don't know these people. This is the first night. We're not in a club. We're in somebody's house in the shed in the backyard. You have no idea who they are. No, that's what I was telling you. I was at this poker night thing. I was at the event that I was telling you about.
Yeah.
So it's like, you don't know these guys.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like, you don't know these guys, and I'm not saying that they should do anything, but what is the next step from me being able to see your basically see your vagina while you're fucking twerking? What's the next?
I don't know. I honestly, I would respond.
I'm not gonna say anything.
My argument to that would be, if you're not mature enough to see pussy without having to uncontrollably act in some way, then why the fuck are you allowed out of your house?
No, it's just see pussy, just see it, just laying on the ground.
I mean, I'm gonna look, but that don't mean
I'm gonna look.
Is not speaking or acting.
Right, but what if they if they do, you would freak the fuck out and be like, this guy's an asshole. And it's like, okay, maybe you shouldn't have done that, but
well, I don't know, man. Because
at least be able to.
These are the rules of, like, look, man. If a girl is flashing her pussy all out, then let's be real. The 100 dudes who are trying to approach her at that moment are not the dudes who are going. So let's just even be smart about it. Let's say you are that dude on the prowl or whatever. Your best chance of getting that is not to be one of those dudes that's reacting.
It's not me I'm worried about. I understand exactly what you're saying.
Like, look. If you can't, like me personally, if I was a woman, you can't. Well, I ain't gonna let this motherfucker in my house. If he can't see a flash of pussy without becoming a wolf boy, then
it's not your house.
No, I'm saying in the future, if he can't see a flash of pussy out in the world without becoming the zoot suit wolf from Warner Brothers.
I don't think anyone did it, but that's not the actual issue that I'm talking about. It's if someone were to, okay, boom, I walk through this door and you're bent over and I already think you're hot, and I'm like, damn girl, might as well pull it to the side one time. If I say some dumb shit like that because I'm me, you are then going to be, oh, this fucking guy. But no, you're bent over in the fucking shed of someone's house that you don't. Now, if as a woman you could turn around and be like, and wipe that shit off and laugh about it, like I'm saying, but that's not what would happen. What would happen is you would be immediately like, oh my God, I can't believe he. Right. That's what would happen, and that's the part that I don't like. I don't because how much respect? How much are you putting?
Blame displacement. Because here's the thing: when that girl got dressed that night, she was trying to look fly. She's looking in. She ain't twerking in the mirror. So if that girl
she's not
comfortable enough,
she's not twerking in the mirror.
All right, but that's beside the point. My point is,
she doesn't know what you can see when you can see it. She doesn't feel a breeze.
She does, but still, I don't think that should be a problem.
I don't think it's a problem. I don't think it should be a problem either. I also don't think that we now all of a sudden everybody in this room would be mad at the dude who said, or like.
No, I don't think that should be.
That's what would happen, though. That's my point.
Yeah.
That's what would happen.
But
that's exactly what would happen.
Let's be real. That is less. If the one person who's allowed to react poorly and be like, "Fuck that guy,"
is the drunk, intoxicated dude.
No. Is the girl who it was said to is the only person who's not doing that.
No.
Anybody else in the room who's mad is being like, no.
But
sorry,
you know that's how it's gonna go.
Ask me and say some rude shit, which you're basically saying what.
Not some rude shit. If you have your dick out and someone says something about your dick.
What you said as an example is some rude shit. It's some rude shit. Like that you were rude to a person.
It's only rude.
You think no.
Listen.
Because basically what you're saying is, okay, so if I make fun of, like, you literally is going towards like clowning and shit. If I were clowning about somebody for being ugly, then oh well, it's their fault because they shouldn't have left the house being so ugly.
That's those are
You
not
feel like
equally.
the same
Those are
thing.
not equally correlated. That's some rude shit to say. If I don't
Did you
see,
say it to flirt, or did you say it to say some clown shit?
didn't say it at all. I said it because it was a reaction to.
No, but
I
I'm
mean,
saying,
but
in the example that you're giving, would you say that to flirt, or would you say that to say some clown shit?
I don't know why I would say it. I wouldn't say it. That's not my point. I'm not worried about
Okay.
me. See, this is what you're not understanding.
I specifically
You, if I don't speak, you can't. If I don't speak,
When would
you
you say
can't
it?
understand what I'm saying.
Well, then who would? Well, whatever imaginary
I'm
person
not
you're
worried
talking
about
that would say that.
myself.
Would they be saying that as trying to, with their goal being hit that, or their goal being I wanted to be rude to this girl?
Who knows why they would say it? But I'm not saying I would say it. But are you like you've never seen a dude say some wild shit for no reason?
Absolutely.
They do it all the time, right?
Absolutely.
So it's rude for me to say some shit like that
No,
if I
it's
don't
not for
see.
no reason. I'm sorry.
If I don't see, if you're just standing there and I go, damn girl, let me see what that's different than when you have it exposed out in the open at 3 a.m. in some stranger's house in front of a fucking bunch of drunk, intoxicated dudes you don't know. Someone might do say some wild shit.
And that person deserves.
And
that person
no one
deserves
did.
whatever response they get.
And no one, I don't believe that, because it's like, why would you even be here doing this?
I think
Without being
females
able
should
to
do
rub
whatever-
that
I
off.
think females or males should be able to do whatever the fuck they want.
No, you don't,
And
because
without it obligating them towards some certain lifestyle.
So if okay, I'm not saying it obligates them towards any lifestyle. That's not what I'm saying at all.
So
I
we
never
should
said
do
that.
If a girl is twerking and you can see her ass cheeks, and she's not down to respond positively to a lewd comment, then you are saying that she should.
I'm not even saying.
You're essentially saying.
Well, I have to say it for you to tell me what I'm saying. I have to say it. I'm saying it should not be one of those things where the whole entire party would then turn against this dude because he fucking said something. It's like, dude,
I agree with
what are you expecting?
I agree with that.
What, like, it's like, now if you could take that comment and go and brush it off and not be upset, okay, fine, then fine.
No, the girl is
But-
allowed to be upset, but the rest of the party, fuck them.
Dude, how are you allowed to be upset? If I have my nipple out and you say something about it, how am I allowed to be upset?
Look, she's definitely allowed to turn around, and because she's not doing it for that dude. She's not doing it for you. She's just dancing. So you think because
So me
dancing
thinking-
in a slutty outfit must be for all the men in the room.
No.
Girls like wearing slutty shit.
No,
and
but
dancing.
understand that there's drunk, intoxicated men that you don't know in the room. And I'm saying, just like you're saying that this dude who's fucked up should be morally responsible and not say or react or do anything,
Absolutely.
I'm saying that you should maybe not do that, and
No.
you won't get the comment.
No.
You won't get the, you know what I mean? Like,
I agree. If a woman doesn't want anything lewd said to her, she better dress like a nun every party.
I didn't say anything about dressing like a nun.
So let me look. But where do you, on the philosophy you're putting forth,
Mm-hmm.
where do we draw the line?
I
So if a girl's wearing, say, shorts where her cheeks are hanging out the bottom,
That's not
does
what-
that mean she deserves to have dudes saying rude shit about her ass?
that's
cheeks?
not what I'm saying.
Does that mean she's not allowed? No, I'm asking. I asked the question.
Mm-hmm.
If a girl is walking around at a club with drunk people wherever out in the world,
Mm-hmm.
and she has her ass cheeks hanging out the bottom, does that mean it's her fault if somebody says something rude about her ass cheeks hanging out?
No, that's not the same situation.
So is she allowed to be mad if somebody says something about her ass cheeks being hanging out?
Yeah,
No, it's the same situation,
It's not.
just different scale.
it's not.
Okay.
If you let me speak, I'll tell you in one sentence why it's not. That girl in that bar is not standing right there at 3 a.m. It's a big difference between somebody being in your motherfucking house at 3 a.m.
Okay.
and somebody being at a bar dancing where everybody's there to dance, to do
I
that.
think women should feel just as safe as we do to do whatever the fuck they want out.
I didn't say you shouldn't feel safe. I'm saying if someone were to just merely say something about,
Yeah.
it would
No, I feel
immediately
that.
be, oh my God, I can't believe he said that. Can you really not?
Not 100% of the time. Not 100% of the time. And I honestly I don't like that because you know what? Like I said before, it is not women's responsibility to make sure that the dudes they're around are going to be in check. It's not their fucking job. And they're absolutely allowed to. Somebody says, I don't give a fuck. Unless she is literally, like, I mean, just twerking. It's just the example you gave. Twerking in the club. Look, if you're twerking with
I didn't give that example.
So you said
Twerking in the
dresses.
club
Okay.
is not my example.
Was it an event? Were there a bunch of strangers? Then what's the difference between it and the club?
It's not a club. That's the difference.
A bunch of strangers getting drunk for a fee
There was no
private
fee.
Event.
There's
Okay,
no
I'm
fee.
sorry. Well, if a girl can't go to even actually to me that increases my point because it's a private event. She should feel safe at that. Safer than a club full of strangers because
No
everyone there
one
was
said
invited
not
by
safe. You're still putting things like I didn't say those words.
You're over. You're thinking I'm talking about physical safety. I'm talking about being in a safe space to express themselves however the fuck they feel without like, feeling any kind of aggression towards them.
Boom. Being in a safe space and being able to express the way that they feel without any aggression towards them. Now, if we were actually equal, you would apply that to the male as well, and he should be able to say whatever he feels without acting right. But no, he can't.
Because we're not talking about them saying something. We're talking about them just doing what they're doing. And you're talking about people just doing what they're doing for nobody but themselves or their friends or whatever, whoever they're doing it for.
I said none of those
versus
things.
Somebody directly interacting with another person against their will.
No, I never said any of that.
I'm asking, like this is me asking. So
What's the
what are
question?
you, so please, change what I is you're okay. Girl dancing in the club, and her dress is or dancing wherever, with her it doesn't matter the location. Dress skirt is short, ass cheeks hanging out, pussy lip might flash because that's what happens when you're wearing a thong and you're twerking. You're saying, and she's doing it not directly for the person who's going to make the lewd comment, but she's just doing her thing. Versus, and you're trying to compare that action, saying you just doing your own thing, and this is what I'm trying to offer an observation on what I'm hearing, versus someone directly interacting with that person, direct action towards that person, or vocalization if that's all action.
You're all interacting. You're in a fucking room outside smoking, chilling,
interacting with everybody in
playing.
I'm not interacting with everybody in a room.
I'm not saying you are. I'm saying
saying
that this is what's
so
happening.
she's dancing with her friends over in a different group from you in a group.
Nah, I'd see you.
You're saying she's interacting.
Where
with
did
everybody.
different group come from?
Were you in the same group? Was this someone you were walking around with, in part of your group, chilling with?
What do you think?
Because the way you described it is you walked into a room and there were girls there twerking. Those are your words.
No. I'm saying that's what I walked in on at the time. We've
Right.
been at this house, so rooms aren't that big.
Right.
You are chilling. Willie Cannon, Bert, me.
Walking around. Okay.
4, 5. No, not walking around. We're sitting like we're sitting right now.
So y'all floated into the room.
No,
where the girls were twerking.
we're here already. The women came out with us.
Oh, they came with you.
I don't understand what I don't understand.
Because you told me you walked into a room with.
Okay.
where they
So
were-
how do you
this was
think
already happening.
okay, how do you think that this went? Where do you think there?
Just cutting all the way you described to me is you walked into a room where this was already happening and you turned and walked out because you knew if you said anything you would be treated a certain way.
Okay, no.
Okay, because those are your words. You said you walked in, saw what was going on, turned around, walked out. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the times that I walked into the room where you go to smoke.
Right. Okay. I didn't say it was permanently happening, but still, that's.
But it was permanently happening
Is
for
they
like
were
hours.
Doing it, so what you're saying is they were doing it before you arrived.
No.
No, I mean
This is
before
me
you
going
walked into the room,
back out to.
Okay, you walked
I'm in
into
this
the it
room.
was already happening.
This is happening. This is happening. I'm in this room. I'm smoking a cigarette. Now I'm going to the other room in the house. They're still there, still sitting with Willie, still talk, all that.
Okay.
This starts as we all meet each other, blah, blah, blah. We're all talking.
Right.
This is hour and a half later after we've all been chilling, maybe 2 hours later.
That's all I'm talking about is when you walked into the room, it was already happening. So context clues, they didn't start for you, right? I'm just talking about the single event that you spoke of. I'm literally.
It's
repeating
not,
your words
the
back.
single event is hours long. It's not one time.
No, I'm not talking
I
about
say-
the whole event. I'm talking about the event you described where you said I walked
Was
into the room,
happening
it was
for a long. It was happening after I was in this room.
Right.
When I left this
That
room,
has
it
nothing
was
to do with what
when
I
I
said.
left this room. It was yes, it does. I'm telling you when it was happening.
I'm talking about the single 3-second span.
It's
where you
not a
walked into room.
3-second span. That's what I'm saying.
For you, not for them. I'm not talking about how long they were in the room. My point is they started before you re-entered the room, right? They weren't when you left. They were
when I left.
when you came back. Oh, they were when you left. So then you came back and they were still?
It
Or they
doesn't even-
started while you were in the room?
I don't understand. You're right. I don't get. Yeah, you're right. I don't get what you don't get. If it was 3 a.m. and Carly came over here and we invited her back from the bar and she pulls out a titty.
Right.
Just pulls out a titty. We've been here fucking hanging out for an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever. We've been talking. She's showing her ass. Listen. Yeah. Well, we're here. So let's say I walked outside, smoked a cigarette, and walked back in, and there was a titty out.
Right.
Well, I've been here the whole time. Now let's say I go smoke another cigarette, come back, and there's ass.
Right.
So that means there's probably been ass and titties the whole time. That's the situation.
That's exactly what I was saying. That's
So now my thing is, if you were then to look at Carly and be like, oh damn, you have nice nipples, is she allowed to freak the fuck out because she pulled out her titty at your house at 4 a.m.?
It's in my living room, so no.
That's what the. This nigga.
So that's not your living room you're talking about.
This nigga.
That's not your living room you're talking about. You're talking about the event. My
it-
point is they
I'm
didn't
not
do it
talking-
for you, so
I'm
they
not
chose to
talking
talk
about.
about.
This nigga.
I don't understand what's so hard about that concept.
Because it's not the actual concept. That's
It's
not
all
the
I've been
actual
saying. Don't
concept.
tell me what my actual concept is, because that's exactly the point I've been getting at. Is if they were already doing it when you entered the room, they ain't doing it for you.
No
so
one ever said that. Because how could this be your initial point when I'm the one who brought it up? You
Right.
don't even know what the fuck.
It sounds. I'm like the only one that was uncomfortable was you. It doesn't sound like any of the girls were.
Was I actually uncomfortable? Come on.
Yeah, I'm just saying from the description I'm being given, the story I was told, because it
I
doesn't
was
sound like they
extremely
were uncomfortable. Did any of them freak out about some Me Too shit, or were you just imagining a conflict in your head? A possible conflict.
I was just imagining that I'm here with Willie Cannon, Bert, and myself. I'm just imagining that.
I don't know. That's what it sounds like.
You're right. You're right. That's exactly what it sounds like. That is exactly what it sounds like.
I don't know. To me, everything you're talking about sounds like a bunch of male apologist shit. Like, oh, it's their fault. Like, nah. Well, a lot of what you're saying,
never said any of that.
Sounds like, well, the problem is women need to stop acting so slutty in public. And maybe, no, I don't agree with that. I think the problem is, maybe that dude deserves so that maybe men in the future will learn to keep their fucking mouth shut until somebody talks to them.
Perfect motherfucking example. We did a photo shoot with checks.
Yes.
Wardrobe malfunction.
Yes.
Someone goes, yes, titty. Did that person freak out? No. Why? Because my titty came out. My bad. Like, you know.
You're also the difference
But
between
it's
someone
not-
we work close with versus strangers. Not necessarily strangers. I'm sorry, you had met them. But you're also talking about.
I am.
a
No, I'm talking
girl
about
that
strangers.
We all closely work with and associate with, and a professional situation versus drunk at somebody's crib. I don't think they're comparable situations.
Okay.
I think the club is a closer comparison. To what you
No, it's not. It's not. That was first time working with checks, yeah?
No, she's met him before.
Working with checks.
Working with him, sure. But it's also photography with a skimpy outfit. Your titties
But
gonna pop out.
Right. So, didn't freak out, wasn't upset. If she wanted to, could be like, I don't like, whatever. Cool. Didn't go, oh my God, I can't believe that you just said this thing to me. And now, girls, we're going to gather together and we're going to probably tell some dudes here and they're going to come to my defense too. Because that's what I'm saying. And that's what would happen if someone did something like that at this house party in the middle. It's not an event. It's just a house
Wait a
party.
second, none of this actually happened?
Yeah, it was last night.
What are you bitching about? Girls were talking
No,
in a room
dude.
in a fucking house party.
Dude, it happened
Fucking kids.
last night.
How did that happen? When did that happen?
Last night.
No, I'm asking, like, so someone actually said something and people responded like that.
No.
So
Didn't happen.
so you're
That's
assuming
what
that, hey,
would
you
happen
know,
if someone had said something, though. If someone had, and I don't know if it happened, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying I can see how,
I can
honestly.
see it happening, but it actually happening, I don't, this is all, now I don't even want to, because it's all, I
Okay.
thought we were talking about an actual event, and we're talking about whether or not the girl had a right to respond. Now that I know we're just
I never
talking
said
about
that.
hypotheticals.
It's
I
not
misunderstood.
hypothetical.
Nobody said you said anything. Not everything is an offense to you. I'm just saying that's what I understood it as something that actually happened.
And that's why I'm saying that's not what I said, because what are you understanding? What I said. So that's why I'm saying
because
that's not
now
what I
that
said.
We're just talking to hypotheticals.
We're
the
not
whole argument-
talking in hypotheticals.
So it happened.
Yes. It's the real place I'm talking about.
I know the lead up happened, but did someone actually say something and then the entire party respond negatively to them? While you were there. You don't know what happened after you left, obviously. Or before you got there. But did that actually happen to someone? Or are you just assuming that these girls are those type of girls who would respond shittily if someone had said something? Did someone actually say something and get responded to negatively?
Okay, I'm assuming.
See, so it's a moot point anyways, because truth be told, yes, there is a group of there is a sect of women who do still do that want the cake and eat it too. But most women, look, if you out in a short skirt and a skimpy outfit or whatever, or doing your damn thing, being slutty, well, I do still stick to my guns that women should be allowed to do whatever the fuck they want without having to worry about male predatory bullshit. But also at the same time, we might be talking shit about a group of females who you would have been like, hey girl, I can see a lip out there. And they would have been, oh, thank you. And pulled their panties, fixed their panties. For all we know, that's who we're talking about. You know what I mean? We really, in that group of women, that negative group of women who are going to respond negatively to sexual comments or whatever in response to whatever behavior they may be putting on display, really is a shrinking group comparatively to like when we were in college. Like women like Charlie who just take sexual comments off the cuff and like, yo, like that's a different that group of women who respond like that is growing as a whole. And I mean and it's not that I do agree that there have definitely been cases where women have baited dudes and fucking shit on a dude, you know, they pulled the Me Too on somebody who didn't deserve it. I absolutely agree that that's happened. But at the same time, I feel like, you know, that's kind of like collateral damage. You decide whether it's worth the result of the battle, you know. And I'll be real, I kind of feel like it does, because there aren't really enough examples of men getting shit on like that comparatively to the men who've been exposed by like the Me Too. That is not watermelon. Oh, no, I didn't know you brought your juice in. Bro, my juice around here somewhere. But yeah, man, I don't think any.
I'm just gonna state that you have not actually comprehended any of what I'm actually saying. You've taken it and done other things with it.
No, it's mutual.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I understand exactly what you're saying.
That these girls could behave however they want, and absolutely, you say, look, it's strip clubs. If you cross a line, you get fucking kicked out.
Right.
So why shouldn't women just out in the street have the same exact fucking right? Now, do I agree that maybe they should handle it because more dudes would respond positively if a woman turned around and been like, hey, nah, dog, chill. Yes, I agree with that. 100%.
Of course you agree with what you just said.
No, I asked if that's what you're saying. If that's what you're saying.
And did you get an answer?
You only heard the back half of the sentence.
No, I heard.
No, I got a smart ass answer. Yeah, so I did. I guess I got kind of a non-answer. Instead of saying, yes, that's what I'm saying, or no, that's not what I'm saying.
But you said it and then said, I agree with that. So, yeah, like, of course you agree with what you just said.
Right, but then if you want me, see, all right, you're not. If you're not.
You didn't actually like
to explain your point, then I'm not going to ask those hypotheticals to be like, hey, this is me asking to better understand. Is that what you're saying? Do I literally have to spell it out? Is that what you're saying? Is what I just said what you're saying? Because I'm trying to grasp your point.
What did you just say? You've done so much talking since the question you asked. I have no idea. Because you have to let someone answer the question in order for them to answer the question.
You did answer. You took your time to give me a smart. I
honestly don't remember. I'm being serious.
I said, if you're saying that more women should be mature enough, or whatever you want to call it, enough to respond with, hey, nah, dog, chill out. Then yes, I do agree with that.
Yes.
That is what you're saying, that more women should do that. Then yes, I absolutely agree with that. I also think we should. I don't think we should assume. Although I will admit it's too risky to find out the hard way these days.
That's part of it, I guess.
I can also say that I've never pursued a woman who didn't want me. I picked up fucking hints quick enough where it wasn't a shitty situation. So, I mean...
But we're not talking about just us. I'm not going to do that. But how many dudes are?
Absolutely. So, what are we saying that they don't deserve? Whose fault is it when they do?
I'm not saying that there's fault at all. I'm not saying what you should be or not allowed. You should be allowed to do whatever. But if you're allowed to do whatever, you're allowed to do whatever. Both parties should be allowed to do whatever.
Okay. All right. I agree with it. Everyone should be allowed to do whatever as long as it's not directed towards another person. A girl should be allowed to be over there twerking, whatever.
Why do you keep thinking they're over there?
Let me. I'm not saying over there. I'm talking about 5 fucking feet away. Okay. All right. But I think a girl should be allowed to stand in the room twerking because she's not doing it for anybody. She's certainly not doing it for the dude who makes the loop.
I agree.
Because that is something she's doing just for her or just for the room or whatever. Then you I feel like this is where compared to an action where this is somebody literally directing a verbal action is action too towards that person, directly interacting with them, a person who's off doing their own thing. No, you should not.
Why do you keep separating these people? It's not 2 different groups of people. They're not doing a separate thing. Everyone's hanging out. If they're
were they doing it so they
I don't care why they were doing it. They should totally be able to do it. What I'm saying is that you then are opening up a pathway for the next step to be a line crossed. Which, hey, yes, you should. No, hey, dude, don't fucking do that.
All right, so let me ask you a question.
Okay, can I finish?
Ask you a question? Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry, I thought you were done.
No, go ahead.
Okay, well, so I feel, all right, are you saying that if this person is doing that, that gives this other person the right to?
No. I'm saying that it could happen. It's very likely it'll happen. So, don't turn around and, oh my God, I can't believe.
All right, there's one thing to say, all right, yes. Obviously, anyone who says they can't believe it, like bitch, you were twerking in a room with a bunch of dudes, you can believe it happened, but they're still allowed to be like, fuck you, that shouldn't happen. Because that I agree. No, fuck you, it shouldn't happen. Disbelief and negative reaction are 2 completely separate ideas. Now, acting like, oh my God, why did this happen?
Now, see, the only thing hypothetical here is like shouldn't. I don't know what should or shouldn't happen. I know what can and does.
Right. Well, I'm not talking about. I don't.
My thing is, you're right.
Action to change what.
But here's the thing: is you are no longer at wherever you are now at a house with dudes you may not know. You know that your ass is out. You know that these guys. You are doing it right in front of them. There is a bitch right here, twerking, in let's say this direction.
Okay.
Looking at you, we like.
Right.
You know what's happening. I'm not saying you shouldn't be allowed to do that at all. Fine. There's other rooms. There's other rooms with no dudes in it. There's other rooms where but also, like, maybe don't do that. So you're just
not allowed to do it never.
Right. Like, maybe don't open yourself up to that attack that could happen. And if you are, then be mature enough to, oh nah, dude, it's not even like that. And keep it cool. Not freak the fuck out and all of a sudden you're distraught because someone said something, or which is exactly what happens quite often. Quite often.
Right. But shouldn't is my point.
I don't know what should or shouldn't happen. That's hypothetical.
Whether now I agree. No, yes, yeah. But really, we need to get to a point where a woman can twerk. A woman should be able to, like, say for example, like the rules of, say, an art class where you have a nude model. Should really apply to most places. If that titty isn't whipped out for you, it's not your titty. If like
That's not the same thing.
I feel like it absolutely is. She
Okay.
didn't whip out that ass for you. It's not your ass.
Okay.
Now,
So
are there better ways for women to respond to let people know that's not their ass? Absolutely.
I mean, maybe don't expose your ass to strange dudes that you don't know, and expect I don't understand how you don't
Because you
understand
don't
this.
know which ones are shitty.
Right. You have no idea what's going to happen, and they may not even be shitty. Maybe they'll say something funny. It's me and Willie. We might make fun of your underwear.
I mean, honestly, then
We might fucking
I say
clown
I
on
say
your fucking
help
underwear.
us keep exposing the shitheads.
How's that? Made a comment about something that's happening directly in front, like right in the room. Maybe not even think. Just made a comment. But dude, I also wouldn't have made that comment if I couldn't see it. If it wasn't there, like I wouldn't have done it. So like it's like there's two dogs fucking. Like, oh dude, those dogs are fucking. I can't believe, dude.
So
well,
what purpose is there behind making a comment directly to the women versus just you as you just said, make a comment? So yeah, if I was like, let's say, swap me out for Bert, and I looked over and saw the girl twerking, look over to her, I'm like, damn, y'all see that? That is just making a comment. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But should I walk over to those girls and like, hey girl, get it now? Or just not even do I was overacting obviously, but anything directly interfering with what the fuck they're doing in their little bubble world.
you're
whatever.
still separate. Like
That is not
it's
okay.
like my thing is whatever I were to say to you, they're gonna hear
think about it.
because we're all interacting.
Right.
We're talking to each other while this is happening.
They were talking to you guys?
Yes,
That's what's happening?
dude. Have you ever seen me in a room with pretty women and I'm not talking to them?
I don't know. This sounds like what it honestly sounds like to me is nothing bad happened, and you just had it in your head that if I say anything to these women, I'm gonna get fucking me too.
No, I know. Why the
What's
fuck would I
problem?
care?
Nothing happened. So what the fuck is the problem? Why are these women bad guys if nothing fucking happened?
I didn't say they were bad guys.
We've literally been spending this whole night fucking tearing apart these women that I've never even seen or
How
met
did I tear them apart?
because of how they would have possibly maybe reacted if someone had maybe possibly said something.
Okay.
If somebody maybe possibly fucking walks in and pisses on my carpet, I'm maybe possibly gonna flip the fuck out. That doesn't mean I'm gonna sit here and talk about the random person who might maybe possibly walk in and shit on my carpet and why that's their fault that I flip out. Like, that's what I'm hearing. Nothing actually happened, so why am I defending fictional? This shit didn't happen.
It's not. I don't understand what's fictional about it.
Why
Just
are
because you weren't there doesn't
talking
mean it didn't
about
happen.
this? You said it didn't happen. Did somebody say something lewd to the girls and then react negatively?
Yes, all the time.
That the story you're telling me about, did that
Yes,
happen?
all the time.
You just fucking 5 minutes ago said no, that didn't happen.
Yeah, because I wanted to stop talking about it. And we're still talking about it. What do you believe my point is? What do you think I'm saying?
That women should be more careful about the situations they put them in and not respond negatively when the possible bad things that could happen do happen. Honestly, I will be completely real with you. It sounds like fucking rape apology.
Okay, also, that's so.
You're telling me if bad things happen to women because of their behavior, it's their fault. Because of something, not their behavior. Let's say, like, obviously I'm not talking about a woman gets shot in the head because she waves a gun in somebody's fucking face, because that would be being punished for your behavior. But you're basically saying if a woman is slutty out in public, whatever sexual assault she experiences or sexual harassment she experiences is her fault. And it's her responsibility to not act slutty in those situations, or she should expect this stuff to happen. That's what I'm hearing, man. I'm trying. You asked what I'm hearing. That's exactly what the fuck I'm hearing.
Okay, well, that's not what I'm saying.
Well, please.
See, and this is the moment where you're gonna be like, you're gonna be an asshole, but it's just easier if I just say, fuck it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But you just
And
said
can we
that's
move?
not
Can
what
we
you're
move?
saying.
I know,
You
but can we
said-
just move past it? Can we just move past it? We're not getting anywhere. We're not getting anywhere. Fuck it. You don't understand what I'm saying. I don't understand. It's okay. I'm not saying it right. Whatever.
my
Next
God,
time we're in this situation, I'll be like, dude, this is what I'm talking about. That's the only other way that I can fucking.
And it's all situational. We can't fucking put any blanket over that. because there's a big fucking.
All you've been doing is putting blankets over it.
No, I've literally listed out specific situations and asked you what you think should happen or shouldn't happen in those situations. I've literally listed specific. There's been nothing blanket about my topic. I've asked you about specific situations. If this happens and this happens, how should that go? I don't know how to further explain it than that.
I challenge you to watch this audio and agree with yourself.
I will, because I listen to what the fuck I say. Because I'm actually trying to reach a point instead of trying to dumb down whoever the fuck I'm talking to by,
I don't have the ability to dumb you down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not something I can do. It's not possible for me. I'm not dumbing you. How am I dumbing you down?
Okay, bro.
How am I dumbing you down?
Okay, bro. I'm literally showing you how you do it when I'm trying to talk to you and you do exactly what I'm doing. Okay, bro, you got it. You're right.
Didn't do that.
Okay, bro, you literally twice in this conversation tried to go, no, you're right, let's move on. Literally twice when I'm trying to make a point, because I would say, you would make your point, I'd go to make your counterpoint, you go, I don't want to, fuck it, you're right. That is dumbing down the conversation as a whole.
It's... What do I say? I can't say, okay, you're right. That's not allowed.
Oh yeah, now I'm gonna let you know that's some white bullshit right there. Because those two words aren't allowed.
So
we'll ignore the spirit of what he said and just say he's saying those two words aren't allowed.
What if I sincerely believe, okay, dude, you're right?
Then that's different, obviously, than just saying, okay, you're right, with the very obvious condemnation of...
So just because you didn't hear what I said the way you wanted to hear it, doesn't mean that I didn't say, okay,
so
you're right.
Literally, when you said, oh, you're right, you were literally saying I was right.
Yes.
I dare you to go back, listen to yourself saying that, and agree with yourself. Just like you said. Dude,
that's not what was happening. What's happening is you talk for 7 minutes and I go, I can't even follow this anymore. Okay, fuck it. What I said is, how am I dumbing it down? And gave you time to speak. Mm-hmm. And you never answered me.
Because I never did that.
And said, oh,
I never did that.
Mm-hmm. You're doing the not. Okay. Well, if what I was doing was dumbing down the conversation, that's not what I meant to do. That was not my intention, and I do apologize because that's not what I meant to do.
Well, I appreciate that. And yes,
there's a certain point where I can't follow the words.
And can become very hard to follow. I realize that. And I apologize as well. But I mean, honestly, it's just the entire thing to me. I do not believe there's anything a woman can do short of grabbing your cock and shoving you inside of her that makes sexual assault or sexual abuse or verbal degradation her fault.
I agree.
Like I'm sorry, as men, and I'm not saying which gender's fault it is, because truth be told, us as men, if we really want to go into example, us as men can be outside, shirt off, sweating, and women can say whatever to us, and we blush and take it as a compliment. The question really is, and women for the most part, cannot do that. The question but is that their fault? Is it their fault? Because, most women...
I've never placed fault, but, no, it's not their fault.
A lot of men, let's be real, especially, we know a lot of these creeps who, it's like the kind of guy who you talk about women at work, and guys hitting on them. And, she smiled at me, she was nice to me when I hit on her, she must want this. That's kind of the world women have to live in as a whole, where if they let a dude give them a lewd compliment, most shithead dudes take that as permission to keep going. And when they should just take the comment and roll on, just like women do. How many, I've never been complimented by a woman, then later that night hooked up with her because she kept pursuing me after that comment. I took she took her compliment and rolled on, or she gave the compliment and rolled on. You see what I'm saying? It's just, now, I do agree that it is a worthy debate on who holds more, which culture, male or female, holds more responsibility for the shitty interactions when it comes to sex and gender and beauty and just general public, being free. But and both sides got some shit to fix, really. But I don't see any situation. Like, I feel like, if girls are twerking at a party, and a dude says some lewd shit to him, and it crosses a line, or maybe it doesn't. I'm not saying individual situations whether or not it's that girl's fault or not, but it's still. I think the assumption should always be the person who had the control, the person who said it, could have just not fucking said it. And in the same breath, the woman who responded poorly to a comment that might not have been worth that much trouble could have handled it better. But I don't know. I just say err on the side of caution, man. It's the only way to you gotta overcorrect sometimes in order to hit the middle.
Can I speak on exactly what you just said? Err on the side of caution. You have to overcorrect sometimes to be in the middle.
Right. Now, saying that women need to do that, though, would be the same as Black Lives Matter being responded to All Lives Matter. It's not the male. It's not the male house that's burning down. It's not the male house that's suffering abuse. Same way, it's not the white people house that's suffering abuse. It's the black house. It's the female house that's suffering the abuse. So if we're going to err on over too much on one side, it needs to be towards the people who are generally the victims of these crimes. We need to err towards the victims. That's the only way to correct the behavior as a whole.
Okay, I don't know what crime, I don't know what victims, but
okay, so when sexual assault happens, are the majority of victims not female?
And dude, I don't know what's happening.
Right. I just did you not follow my example? I'd be happy to repeat it.
Yes.
Okay, so let's take the Black Lives Matter example versus the All Lives Matter as an example. Okay, so it is, yes, police brutality and police misconduct.
Why is that an example? What is that example? An example of what?
I'm getting. Yes, police brutality, police misconduct, abuses of power as a whole do affect everybody. But an abnormally large percentage of the people who are affected are of color, are black. That's why it's Black Lives Matter, because the black house is the one on fire. Everybody else is suffering under the same, similar bullshit, not the same. But we need to focus over here on the fact that 1 out of 1,000 men are going to die by police firing in America. We need to focus, same way we need to focus on the fact that 9 out of 10 women you meet have suffered some form of sexual abuse. And it really is. It is. Look. Do I agree that men are catching some abuses in response to the Me Too movement and everything? Yeah. So are white people. Guess what? Don't care, because this is shit that needs to be fixed for the greater whole. Versus the couple guys who've been Me Too'd and canceled or whatever that didn't deserve to, versus the ton that absolutely deserved to and wouldn't have. If whoever wasn't brave enough to step forward, if whoever didn't feel that they would be respected enough to be able to step forward. It's kind of like, say, like in an office place, if a woman wears a tight skirt, does she deserve whatever sexual comment she gets? Well, she wore that tight skirt, I can see a whole ass, I can see a panty line, that's just as inappropriate as being able to see an ass cheek in the club or in a party situation.
That's not anywhere near just as two completely different settings.
But I feel like either one, they shouldn't be. They should be. Women should be able to do not whatever the fuck they want, but within the bounds of professional or within the bounds of the situation they're in. And to me, at a party, it'd be no different. So if a dude takes his shirt off and somebody says something to him, guess what? He took his shirt off so someone would say something to him, which is exactly what you're getting.
Wait, no, wait. Can I speak now? You've been talking for a very long time.
Okay.
He took his shirt off so someone would say something.
Right.
No, he did that for himself in a room just over doing his separate thing. No, he didn't do that so someone would say something. Your ass isn't out so one of these dudes will fuck. Right. You see how that's changing? You see it.
I was
because the whole time you're saying about the women, she's doing that for herself. So he took his shirt off for herself.
Did he though?
Did she though?
If she's dancing the way you described to me, where she was dancing with her girls, yeah, man. That's just. So I wore a sport shirt. I wore a short skirt tonight, so I guess I can't dance. Or
no one
say,
said that.
Everybody here is mature and responsible enough not
You
to rape.
can dance, and no one said anything about rape. And see, like, I don't even understand why we're still talking about it, because it's you're going to a very, very far extreme that I'm not going
I
to.
should have said sexual abuse, assault, whatever you want to call it.
I didn't say you should have.
Comments.
I didn't say you should have said that at
Rape
all.
was the wrong word. Rape is your
Rape, crime, victim.
You walk up and grab a girl's ass. I don't see that as any like that's to me obviously.
That's not.
I'm sorry, but if you make a lewd comment towards a woman, then yo man.
That's not what I'm. That's not what I'm saying. Like you said, the dude who took his shirt off, he took his shirt off so somebody would say something. So when someone says something about him, his shirt being off, then is. But like, I mean, I don't understand how the responsibility has to be there.
Because everybody takes their shirts off at parties, and it's really weird that and people take their shirt off at parties just as often as people dance at parties.
Now, dance is not show. Okay, you're right.
But where do we draw?
You're right. You're right. Yeah. I mean, because that's what I said. They were dancing. That's what they were just dancing.
I don't know no girl that dances that it's not sexy. It's all twerking or gyrating of some form.
I mean,
all female dancing.
Yeah. Okay.
Still just sounds like a bunch of victim blaming to me, man.
You know what? Like, maybe you're right, and I should analyze that.
Like, I just don't know where the line gets drawn.
Me either.
So if he should be allowed to make a dirty comment.
I didn't say anything about allow. This is like you haven't actually ever gotten to what I'm talking about. No, and no one ever said that. No one said that at all. No one said that.
Folks, look down in the comments if you'd like to make a guess at what he's talking about. Because if none of the 1,000 things I've touched on are what he's talking about, then Smurfs, Snorks, some combination.
I mean, we can just not talk about it then. Okay, I'm wrong. You are correct. My bad. I analyzed the situation incorrectly and I perceived it wrong. Okay. What else do you want from if you don't want to be proving your point, then why are you saying it? Because
how am I right if I'm not even talking about what you're talking about? If I'm not even on your point, then what am I right about?
Okay, you are. Ask the question again.
If I have not touched your point and I've yet to touch your point, then what am I right about?
Okay, so then I'm saying that I now realize that you did touch my point and you are correct. And isn't that the point of speaking your point? So if you are trying to get your point of view across and you won't let someone go, oh shit, you're right, what the fuck?
No, absolutely.
You're right, dude. I'm wrong.
Sentence.
I've analyzed it. I was wrong about that too. I didn't do that in the same sentence. I was wrong about that too. You did see exactly what I was saying, and I just didn't understand. Now I get it. You were right. What else are we supposed to say? Isn't that why you were telling me the point of view that you were telling me? So that I could understand it and then maybe alter how I'm thinking about it?
Right.
And that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Why is that not okay?
I didn't say it wasn't okay. I literally didn't say a word.
Okay. Word.
I'm next subject. Hell, I wanted to talk about. As a matter of fact, I need to cut that camera back on because I want to hear I want you to tell the people the story about Wednesday night because that shit was stupid. The whole booking a show, making flyers, and then not even having your artists like a set list, like who's going up when, and then like what on earth were they trying to do?
I don't really know, to be completely honest. I don't know what they were trying to do. I mean, she should be allowed to. I don't know. It's not really the part that I don't even really want to talk about. To be completely honest, it's hardly the highlight of the night. She did what she was doing, and I don't really have a right to say anything about it.
Yep.
Can we rewatch this?
Huh?
Can we rewatch this?
Absolutely.
Word.